So I'll get that on there and we'll put it in some wood. But that'll be tomorrow after it dries out. This video went a little sideways. The saw ended up having a problem, and it was the impulse line. Anyways, long story short, I ended up going, well, you know what, let's do this. So this is the cylinder we're going on there, putting this on there. We got 24,000 squish. I just cut the base. This is a 54cc cylinder that I'm going to put on there. It was, you can see some marks. I cleaned it up real nice. It's smooth. It's nice. But I had this cylinder and I said, you know what? I'm going to port this cylinder and I'm going to put it on there. So that's what we're going to do. I already got the numbers. The numbers were very similar to the to Peter Frampton, the 4620. And so I know what to do to correct it, and we shall see how it runs. And good times, great oldies. Okie dokie. So here we have it. It's all ported up. This is for the Poulan 3500, which is normally, it's either 3500 or 3600, I don't know, but it came with a 60cc cylinder. I'm keeping that 60cc cylinder and I'm putting this 54cc cylinder on it. I have partial thoughts of running this in the 54cc class at Sawfest. I don't know what I'm going to do. But anyways, I just ported it. The numbers were all crazy out of whack on it. Ooh, that's the shot. That's what everybody wants to see. Yeah. So that right there, friends, is only a 220 grit. Yeah. Until I see good reason to polish it further than that, I'm really not going to. I mean, maybe every now and then I will. But anyways, let's talk about the numbers. My numbers were crazy off. I don't know, not crazy off. But first off is I tested this without a base gasket and I still had 42,000 squish, which is absurd. So I turned the base down and now it's got 24,000 squish. And I had to remove a lot of material to get my numbers. And I don't know if the numbers are right. We'll throw it on real quick and see. But yeah, so took the transfers up. Transfers actually didn't have to go up that far because stock it only had 20 degrees of blowdown. So anyways, it was at 111 degrees after top dead center on the intake. No, that's on the exhaust opening. My bad. On the exhaust opening, it opened at 111 degrees. And you want these things to open somewhere around 100 degrees. So between, as I've heard, as low as 98 to as high as 102, basically. On the intake, it was 71 degrees. So that's only 142 degrees of duration. I had a long way to go with this. So let's throw it on real quick and see what the numbers are. Okay, so I might have screwed up. I went too far on the intake. The intake is opening at 85 degrees before top dead center, which is way too much. It's going to give me about 10 degrees too much duration. So that means, it could be just fine, honestly. Who knows? But from what I know, you want to be around 160 on your intake duration. And with this 85 degree mark, we're looking at 170 degrees of duration. That might be way too much fuel coming in. I'm going to get a lot of spit back through the carburetor. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. But one thing that would fix it is run a base gasket. So it's not that bad. A worst case scenario, I just got to run this saw with a base gasket and should be golden. Let's see, what else can I say? Oh yeah, I've been using this setup. Man, I am never going back. Never going back to a degree wheel. That thing is awesome. It would be nicer if I had a 180 degree duration angle finder, and I might get one. You know, I really might get one. I might not. I don't know. This one was only $26, $27. And so it's working. All I got to do is understand where it's at, because it does it in 4 90-degree blocks versus either 180 and 180 or a full 360. So it's working great though. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and try and run it like this, and we'll see where it goes. If it getting tons of spit back, I'll run it. Well, I'll know then that 170 degrees is way too much, you know. But I'll go ahead and give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, then hey, I'll just use a base gasket with it. I'll probably have to then go ahead and even further. Yeah, I think I'll further. No, that might make my exhaust too high at that point. How does it go? Yeah, I don't know. I may have effed the cylinder. We'll find out. Okay, yeah. See how wet that is? I absolutely could not get it to fire up and run. I mean, it would fire up, but then it would immediately not run. So, so what I'm going to do now, probably walk away from it and go do something else, but then I'll come back and the intake, I'll JB weld the floor of the intake to get it back to where it needs to be, and then go from there. So yeah, this stuff happens. But anyways, I had a new bit. I mean, it wasn't brand new, but I hadn't used it before really. And I thought, man, that looks like, I think that'll work. And I used that, and boy, it was cutting material faster than I'm used to. So anyways, yeah, I just cut too much off of the floor. So JB Weld will do the trick, I think. And we'll see you later. Okay, so here I am. I ran ahead and took it off. I couldn't help myself. And there's this cool little trick that I thought up. Someone else probably had the idea before, but for me, it's from here. And I can't wait to share it with you. Here it is. So I definitely went too far on my on the floor of my intake. So what I have to do is I have to fill it up with JB Weld. Well, the problem with JB Weld is it likes to run and ooze all over the place, and lots of times in places you don't want it to be. So I had this idea that I'm going to take a balloon. I'm going to stick it down in through the spark plug hole right there. See it coming out, and reach up in there with my long fingers, pull that balloon out. Then I'm going to blow up a balloon. All right, so now we've got a perfect natural little bridge in place that the JB Weld might stick to, might not, but doesn't matter if it does or doesn't. Don't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let some of this air out, because I don't want there to be so much pressure that my balloon is actually pushing into the intake. I want to avoid that if I can. Sometimes I think I might be the smartest man on the planet. That's a good idea. Damn good idea. All right, so now we just got to mix up some JB Weld and put it down in there. Come on. Ooh, brand new package. Yay. These are big ones. That's going to last years and years and years. Way longer than I need. All right. Popsicle stick. I'm so excited about this. I'm almost glad I messed up just so that I get to try this trick. I swear I've never seen that before. That's all out of my head. I'm sure somebody's done it, but I am definitely not big on quoting Bible verses, but there is one that has always, I don't know, proven true, proven useful, something like that to me. And that is, there is nothing new under the sun. Everything that you think you figured out, somebody before you has been there. Pretty much. Surely there's some things that are new, but that is a massive amount of JB Weld. All right. The really good thing about JB Weld is, yes, it gets pretty hard and it's pretty good stuff, but it's nowhere near as hard as the actual aluminum or metal that you're bonding it to. That's what I find anyways. So it cuts out really, really easily. That being said, it's not like I want to just glob it in there just to make it hard for me later on whenever I'm taking it out. All right. So in case you're wondering, you can't do this on the exhaust side. You can do it on the intake side because the fresh fuel is going to keep it cool. But on the exhaust side, you're going to run into problems because it's going to get too hot. And that's it. I'm going to call it good with that. I'm going to take this paper towel and clean it up a little bit extra on the outside here. Now, there is a possibility that there's somebody out there that can't figure out why I did this. Where's my flashlight? Where's my flashlight? Where is it at? There it is. There it is. There it is. So, for you, I want to let you know. The deal is that piston. We want this JB Weld to mold perfectly to the sides of this cylinder. And therefore, like if I left the piston in there, well, the JB Weld would stick to the piston. Whereas with this, I'll deflate this balloon, and let's say the JB Weld sticks to the balloon. That's okay. The balloon will come off very easily by just peeling it off or ripping it off or grinding it off. But if it sticks to a piston, that's a problem. But we want that shape of the JB Weld to perfectly conform to the shape of the cylinder walls. And this is going to allow that to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it sit just at a little slight angle. Right, like, that's pretty good right there. I like that. It's actually sitting on the balloon. That's great. We're done. Walk away. Walk away, Bodie. It can be difficult to walk away. I'm sure y'all know. You've been in situations like that too. It can be very difficult to walk away. But I'm doing it right now, dang it. I'm gonna go make me an egg sandwich or something. Oh, I think I got some potted meat. Maybe just a hot dog. Anyways, so I will come back to that and let you know how it worked. Show you and all this stuff. Hey, if you guys know, this thing is, whenever it does run, it is oiling the chain like a mother. I mean, it is oiling way too much. It's oiling like I've got a 5-foot bar on it, and I am milling lumber. You know what I mean? It's just pouring out. Why is it oiling so much? From what I can tell, there ain't nothing going on that's out of the normal. And I've never had one of these oilers to go bad, but it is. It's oiling a lot. So if you got any advice on that, let me know. Check you later. All right. So I can't wait any longer. Here we go. Let's see how it worked. Dang. There we go. All right. There we go. Now, tape could be used, but I thought that this was a better idea. Boy, that JB Weld is not drying fast. It has been like 7 hours. I had a feeling that it was mixed too gray, you know? That is still really soft and mushy. Dang it. Plus, you know what? Tape is better. I think tape will be better. Because as much as I tried to fight there being an impression, this balloon, you know, wants to push through that hole. And now it would probably work and be just fine, but yeah, it does drop down significantly, which means it's not going to be right up against the piston, which means it could cause problems. Let's get this out of there and start all over and use tape. Dang it. That was a good idea, but imperfect. Totally imperfect. I mean, it would work. It would work. But I want it to work perfectly. You know? That's just me. That's just me. And I'm going to have to mix up more JB Weld anyways, because I got the mixture wrong on that. Look at that. Normally it's way harder than that. So I'm going to get that out of there. Start over. Okay guys, so there we are. We got the tape inside there. You can't really see it because it's tape and it's clear, but you can see how it's holding that in. And see if I can, there we go. New mixture is setting up and getting on there. If you got keen eyes and you notice this right here, I've got that RTV'd because we don't need it. On the saw that this is going on, it has the impulse line on the case. Anyways, all right, we'll let that dry and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow.